So the hour of freedom is at hand. That's the subject of the riff. President Trump's unleashing of Operation Epic Fury on Iran will change the course of history. He has done what no president in the last 50 years was willing to do: go after the despotic terrorist enemy of Western civilization, namely Iran and their mullah regime. And by doing so, with our military might, working with our great friend Israel, Mr. Trump can rid the world of one of the most evil regimes in history, and he can bring peace and freedom and prosperity not only to the Middle East, but to the entire Western world. Mr. Trump's brave and courageous move is likely to bring results similar to the Berlin Wall coming down, a move unleashed by Ronald Reagan's crusade against Soviet communism. At that time, all the Iron Curtain countries were liberated and freed from Russia's tyranny. People blinked, and communism was gone. With Mr. Trump's determination to see it through, in 4 or 5 weeks, perhaps, the old, evil Iranian empire will be gone. Now, there are many, many reasons to end the Iranian regime: take out their nuclear capability, take out their missile building, their terror financing, their entire military. But at the end of the day, I believe President Trump's epic fury is about restoring civilized value and civilized behavior in the Middle East. My friend Conrad Black, writing in the New York Sun, puts it this way. Let me quote: "The world's foremost terrorism-sponsoring state is about to cease to exist, and the war on terror that was unofficially launched on September 11th, 2001, in the ashes of the World Trade Center, will substantially be won." Well done. And this is no forever war, as Trump critics keep complaining, but the scale and scope of geopolitical change, because of Mr. Trump's courage, is almost intellectually immeasurable. While all the Gulf states are behind him, and even the large European nations reluctantly supporting, we have heard nary a peep from China or Russia. They're the big losers in America's epic fury. China will lose its cheap, heavily priced, discounted oil. Russia will lose its Iranian-made drones. Both countries will have lost all of their Middle East influence. Meanwhile, a very similar story of Sino-Russian lost influence is occurring in South America, with Mr. Trump's path-breaking move in Venezuela. And after watching the use of America's military might, I would think China will surely be thinking twice or maybe 5 times more about invading Taiwan. Finally, President Trump issued a very clear message to the people of Iran that a historic moment of freedom is there if they can seize it. Take a listen, please.
Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass.
Yes, yes, indeed. The battle is always about freedom and liberty for mankind. There is nothing more important. Bravo, President Trump. And that's the riff.